So this video is going to be about who I think Mystery Babylon is. Now, there's a lot of different opinions. So too, I'm just using my laptop for recording, so hopefully it works. And using OBS Studio, I just had to re-download it, or download it on this computer. In my channel, ABC Christian 5, I got other videos in case you come across this video, and to know that I have other videos on my channel. So that being said, you open up the Bible, and Babylon is mentioned throughout the Bible. We have many examples of it being mentioned. And again, amongst us Christians, hopefully you're Christian, there's many different views on who or what Babylon is. If you type it in, you get to see how many references. So that brought up 260 references as far as, I think, verses goes. A lot of them are in Jeremiah, 149. So probably, if you're going to study one book about Babylon, I guess it would be maybe Jeremiah. But in this case, we're going to go to Revelation because, Revelation, that stuff still has to happen. And you see some references here, and there's a few references here, and about 6 it says. So the first is in chapter 14, or maybe I'd have to see actually before that. But it says Babylon is falling, that great city. So you see it talks about a city, and it's interesting too because in 1619 that great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. As from what I could tell, as Babylon falls, so do these other cities in a way, I think, because if you're familiar with it, commerce, trading, if you're getting a lot of the goods, in this case from Babylon, and they get cut off, all that trading would be stopped and stuff. But some other clues about this is it going to be, about iniquity. It says abominations. So it's not going to be a city that's doing good. It's a city that is going to do bad and sin. So, and it talks about that in chapter 18, verse 2, if you want to read. And then, okay, so the different views on Babylon, if you just do, I'll show you some of them here, just so you're aware of it. You can type in New York. I spelled it wrong. Well, so let me go back. Get it started. Maybe this one shows like New York, and maybe I'll click on that. You see the same thing, like Babylon equals New York City. A lot of people are spreading that. You see other people teach that it's Jerusalem. But first, this New York one. Let me just open it up quick. I get an ad. That's why I don't do it. For helping the poor, obviously, but it's
Hi.
You don't know like these charities and stuff, but or what the ad's going to be. But
if God told you that He was going to destroy your city, what would you do? In Daniel 7, what I did was I
like all these charts and stuff. Sometimes they go,
a criterion.
they'll go into Wikipedia, which is okay. But let's just, you could stick to the Bible a little bit more. And is it supposed to be like the 7 Hills or something? Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, or what's that got to do with anything? It doesn't even, it's a cemetery on 7 Hills or something. I hope you see
Bronx.
I hope you see, like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And this, I thought I had 500,000. Is there another one, or did I click on the wrong one? Okay, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. But hopefully you see that didn't make any sense. But 510,000 views. So,
However,
the
this
reason why I'm doing this video, because it's like
seed had been planted for thousands,
it's like
reaching up to
a
the
lot of
heavens.
people. So like in this case, the video maybe is like going to say, oh, look at they built a city and that, tower reaching to heaven and New York City is really high or something. I don't know what they're going to say here, but
They have gone along the hand God had bestowed upon them. Purity, wealth. This is near that controls the world against the dangers of pride, proud. Men are no longer holy to him. Their true habitation of righteousness and justice, even the Lord.
I don't know if it's probably going to say
desert wild animals. The fact that the books
I watch out videos for that too, that maybe, I didn't obviously watch it, but sometimes some videos don't get to the point, you know what I mean? But let's see the comments. I wish they'd just get to it. So like, I'm gonna say it's not New York City, just so you know. This doesn't make sense. And the other ones that people say, you have some people saying that it's like Mecca or something. Maybe spelled that wrong. So we show you that. Okay, get it up there. Mystery of Babylon, the Mecca, the cube, the real Mystery Babylon. Thing is, what's a Mystery Babylon? Like, it's not going to have to do with like Islam, okay? So like, in the Bible context, it says nothing about Islam and Mystery Babylon. It's a city. And the context, again, that we covered earlier is about, one thing was it made other nations rich through the trading of Babylon. And also, a lot of iniquity and abomination and sin. So people try to figure it out and stuff. Like I said, I showed you that one about New York earlier. And I guess this guy's supposed to be a prophet because he's wearing a hood or something, or like.
And on her forehead a name was written, Mystery Babylon with him. And
oh no, sorry, he's wearing a hat. It looked like he's like one of those. You never see those on YouTube where they like put like a veil on them to kind of look like a prophet. But anyway,
and as many as trade more than Rome does,
because like they're trying to make stuff that's not even fit, like kind of New York or this Mecca. And they're trying to make it sound like, oh, right now. And then the last one, it'd be like, some of Chris White's stuff, but I think he's a little bit off on this one. So like, from what I see, the Babylon, it's like partly their god is like money, which it talks about it, and abominations and those things. So I don't see it as Islam, and location in New York just doesn't fit. So those are the two reasons. Now this other one, these are the three I usually see, and then Jerusalem. Oh, well, Rome too. Like the commentators, the reformers thought Rome. I guess I'll just cover Jerusalem first. This one doesn't make sense because like God's coming back to rule in Jerusalem. And when he comes back, from my knowledge, his feet touch I think it's the Mount of Olives. And I say I think because sometimes my memory and I have to look up. So like, it talks about this Babylon being ultimately destroyed and I think like cast into the sea or something that describes. So like, it's not going to be Jerusalem, but kind of, I don't know if Chris White started this and people just went with it or what, or if it was somewhere else before that probably. And, so it's like not just him, it's other people, and I don't know if he still holds that. So the other one people say is Rome. Let's kind of get this up here. could be the most common one just because it reached the most people. Like they show them like dressed in purple and then say, "Oh, that must be Mystery Babylon because of purple." But like you didn't know, like kind of the Catholic Church is losing numbers, and at least here in America, like it's a losing power. Like in the time of reformers, they might have thought that because they had a lot of people and stuff, and in some countries, obviously, it's still kind of like that. But I just don't see that, so we just cross that off as Rome being it. I mean, the description doesn't really fit it as far as what the Bible says and those things. So I'm just gonna teach that the Babylon means Babylon. In Jeremiah's time and Daniel's time, there was Babylon, right? So, like, if I show you again, I'm going back all the way to Jeremiah. You see Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. So I just tell you, in case you didn't know, that, I don't know who's watching this, but a lot of you know that there was a place that Babylon existed. So I think that the explanation of what Babylon, who it is, the one that makes the most sense is Babylon. You know what I mean? And people with the mystery, you got to remember the Bible uses mystery in other places. To show you this one, mystery for the mystery of iniquity. That's one example. So even though it says the mystery of iniquity, you know what iniquity is, or you could look it up in the dictionary like Webster's, either 1828 or 1913, or this one's pretty good too, actually. So, so and it gives you definitions. So, like, it says mystery of iniquity, but we have definitions of iniquity. Just like Mystery Babylon, we have, what Babylon, where it was, and located, close to, close to Israel in the Middle East. And so I'm just going to be like saying that what I'm going to teach is that the Mystery Babylon, or just Babylon, is Babylon, and that region, the city, is going to get rebuilt one day. And and I think a lot of people, when they say like Mecca or New York City or Rome, or they say those because it's like maybe they want to think that it has to happen in their lifetime, or it has to be right now, and they don't want it to be in the future because then maybe they wouldn't be around or something, or they're probably just going on what other people said, like, oh, other people said it's the Pope, and I'm just gonna, I'm a Protestant, and I'm just gonna say it's, I'm reading the commentators and they say it's Rome, so I'm gonna say it's Rome. Then other people see some of the, words that is described, and just because some of those same words describe Jerusalem doesn't mean, again, why this one doesn't make sense is because we know God's going to destroy Mystery Babylon. So, like, if someone says, well, he's going to, bring it back in the new earth and new heavens or something after he destroys it, he's still, like I said, lands, from what I understand, on the Mount of Olives, So, like, it just doesn't make sense. And then it seems like the Jewish people are still going to be in that area. So, like, if he just destroyed it, like Jerusalem, like, all the people would be killed too, like all the Jewish people. It just doesn't make sense. And then, again, like the Rome one, they try to make it fit, and it doesn't. I mean, the closest they have is maybe like the purple that the priest wears, and then like the woman, maybe sometimes, if they do idol worship, sometimes about Mary, about that, but otherwise it doesn't fit that. And New York City doesn't, like you saw in the video, it doesn't even come close to fitting. You know, I mean, it never really was like bringing in all the goods in the whole world, or like a lot of the world at least. And I mean, it is a place of economic like power, you could say, but it just falls short of some of the descriptions of Revelation. And then the Mecca too falls short, because same thing with New York. Even less so with Mecca. I don't see this Mecca being this big place of booming economic where people are just relying on Mecca for their goods. It just doesn't make sense for that one. So the best explanation is that it's just going to be Babylon, and it's going to come back Babylon. So, all right. Thanks for watching. God bless.